For the month of April, I wanted to challenge myself to pursue more healthier habits. Getting inspiration from YouTube can be sometimes hard, but it certainly does motivate you. However, does the aesthetic motivate me, or does the actual intention motivate me? Turns out, neither did. I just liked watching someone share another 5 a.m. routine that I certainly would never do myself. Pursuing a healthy habit doesn't necessarily have to be always working out in the gym or at home. It doesn't always have to mean waking up at the crack of dawn. Funny enough, the YouTubers that I watch explain that they don't often follow these routines and have only done it for their content. So, what constitutes building a healthy lifestyle? Recently, I started to adapt lifestyle aspects such as slow living. In a 2024 BBC article by Holly Williams, they included the author Jenny Odell. Odell explained that rather than seeking to be ever more efficient, we should focus on what really matters. Ditch perfectionism and completism and live more fully in the present. Now, this is rather hard to do, especially if you live in the buzzing big city in the West. That said, Odell's argument can be adapted to suit various lifestyles. For example, I started to take a more leisurely pace in daily tasks instead of rushing into things and being overly fixated on whether I'm getting stuff done. I'm certainly a combination of the type A and B personality, and while it's good in some aspects, this was very tolling. Stress got to me, my skin broke out, I felt shit, and really, I hated it. I worked out the typical 3 times a week, though I began to lack at it, made sure not to eat too much junk food, drink more water, and etc. But this constant push of routine felt rushed, and I didn't feel fulfilled. Quite the opposite. I recognized that I am not as stimulated with tasks as I used to be while in school, but ironically, I still didn't feel relaxed despite having less to do. Perhaps these are habits developed over the years in school or other stress factors such as finding a job, and I knew I had to do something about these small toxic habits that impacted my overall lifestyle. While I do have quote-unquote healthier lifestyle than in the past, it still didn't feel right. The idea of slow living was in itself attractive, yet I couldn't entirely adapt to that exact lifestyle, but I definitely adopted specific elements of it. So, waking up earlier, even if it was 15 minutes earlier, made a drastic difference. I also went on more walks, drank more tea in the evenings, like a detox tea or your basic herbal tea, read more instead of being on my phone, which helped to reduce my phone usage to about 2 hours on average, and I learned it's these small, tiny changes that really make a difference in one's overall lifestyle. And so, habits are a better term to use. You can have a different perspective on what lifestyle to have, but it's these small habits that change your lifestyle, whether for good or worse. Yes, your typical social media it girl healthy routines help to some extent because they definitely inspired me to create this video. However, they only showed me the success of a healthy routine rather than the journey itself. My own journey is certainly not aesthetically ready for another girly on social media to watch. Again, I love watching those videos too, guilty as charged, but it opened my perspective on what to focus. That is, changing my habits to get to the desired lifestyle I want, even if I'm unsure what that looks like right now. So, what about you?